Hey, welcome back to the Ready State. It's Mobilization of the Week, and we're going old school, so old school. This is a thick, I think the technical term would be thick-ass jump stretch band. I'm hanging it from a reasonable pull-up bar. And what I'm gonna do is what we call the splits machine. Now, one of the things that I feel like we don't get really good at is spending time in these long lever shapes, which means elbow locked out, leg locked out, and feeling like we can develop good motor control, good tissue tolerance at these end ranges. And one of the things that's nice about the splits machine is that it gets my torso upright and allows me to adopt long lever end range positions that may show up, and it just feels good. It's an easy thing to do at the end of the session. So what you're gonna do is slip in. Your mileage may vary on the height of the band, how far you need to go down, how thick the band needs to be. I'm kind of a thick guy, so thick band. And all I'm gonna do here is hang. And what's nice about this is that this is just an unloaded, appropriate weight where I get to spend time working on some very strange end range positions that I may not ever access in any other way. So instead of just hanging out in splits where I'm really potentially compromised by end range shapes and my ability to breathe and keep the torso upright, this is a shape where I can start to get into splits-like positions, and I can even work from kind of moving from transition to transition. So I can hit some of these end range shapes and start to play and feel what it's like to have my butt on, to be able to keep my belly tight, and not have to struggle with holding myself up with my hands. So as we're kind of working with stiff people or working with our martial artists or gymnasts or dancers who have to have control in some of these end ranges, the splits machine is a fun way to be able to touch some of these corners and to be able to open up some of these lateral seams in some of these positions that otherwise becomes untenable once I've added my whole weight in. So throw a band up top, work on making sure that you can breathe into these positions. Make sure you can be active in these shapes, as active as you can be available, and then play around. See what 3 to 5 minutes of splits machines looks like. Part of what we're trying to do is get the body primed that if I end up in that position, I have some semblance of motor control, and being active in those shapes gives my brain permission to be engaged there, so I don't just end up in sort of no man's land end range where we see a lot of sort of tissue disruption. Splits machine, 3 to 5 minutes, play around, active as you can. See you next week.